Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalrin and I'm happy to announce that the pre-patch has made it into the PTR. So currently, if you want to test out all the BFA changes to your class, you can by downloading the PTR. Just recently, they enabled the function for people to be able to copy their characters over, and I was saving to make this video once they enable the option to copy your characters into the servers. The PTR server is a public test server. You can just go test your character there. It's not a real server. It's mainly designed just for testing. So if you want to go and get PTR, copy your characters over to get accustomed to all the changes coming into BFA, then you can. This is especially helpful if you're still trying to figure out what class you're trying to play for BFA and you're trying to stay as productive as possible, which is something I'm trying to do to make sure that I'm playing the right class. At least on PTR, you won't be able to play them at level 120, you won't be able to quest in the new zones, you won't be able to use the Azeroth bonuses for gear, but at least you can see how classes are more or less supposed to play. You'll be able to play with new talents, you'll be able to see how these talents interact with your current stats, with your current gear. Some trinkets are busted, but you at least can see what the classes are like. So in this video, I want to give you guys the guide overall how to get into PTR, as well as what you should do there once you are there. So let's get right to it. The first part is getting the PTR client. Now, I've had a lot of people tell me, Dalrin, I don't have the PTR, Blizzard didn't add me the PTR, Blizzard did not invite me to the PTR, and that is simply not true. If you don't see the PTR, then you didn't follow the instructions, which are going to be pretty simple. Everybody should have the PTR. It's a public test realm. If for whatever reason you don't have it, chances are you either didn't follow the instructions or you actually don't have it, and then I would submit a ticket to Blizzard about it afterwards, if that is the issue. So to access the PTR, you go to the website, original website, go to your account, and on the right, there should be a link to all of the different clients for World of Warcraft. Once you click it, you should be able to see different clients available for your account. One of them should be the public test realm. This is one you want to download it for either Windows or Mac, whichever one you play on. And once you start the download, you can either let it continue and download the full game, but that means you're also downloading a whole another asset of World of Warcraft. You're basically downloading another copy of WoW, which depending on the internet can either take a little bit of time or a little bit of hard drive space. Just make sure you have enough hard drive space, and if you're somebody who doesn't have the best internet, this is a trick you could do, and this is something people have been able to do with the beta. So let the client from your Battle.net app start downloading, and then pause it. If you go to where the file should be, to where your account should be, wherever you set your games to download to, if you see the file itself that says World of Warcraft PTR, Public Test Realm, once that file is created, you're good to go. What you want to do is copy all of the files in your original World of Warcraft, just copy and paste them into that file. Depending on your hard drive speed, whether it's an SSD or a hard drive, like a normal hard drive, your PC will take a little bit of time getting all the files over. But once that's done, all you need to do is turn on Battle.net backup and let the rest of the downloads proceed. This way you're able to copy the game up to Legion without having to worry about the BFA download, and then the only thing you really have to download are whatever BFA files that Blizzard put into the PTR. Now, this method is something everybody has used for the beta if you wanted to maybe get a faster download speed or a shorter download speed, and inherently it should work for PTR. I didn't really get to test it because I already had PTR, but it's World of Warcraft. It's a fairly simple game in terms of files. It should work there as well. Let me know in the comments if this doesn't work for any reason. Once you have the PTR downloaded, once you started copying your characters over, if you were able to copy all the files over, you should have a lot of your add-on settings there, you should have a lot of your key bindings, and maybe even some macros carried over on the PTR. You'll want to get a couple different add-ons. The best add-on in terms of looking for numbers, which are going to be all over the place, is probably details. I would look for details in terms of your recount or a damage tracker add-on. Look for details because they have the newest one. They were the add-on that was the first one to get into the beta, and they should be the hopefully not the only one functioning for the PTR, but if anything, forget your SCADAs, forget your recounts, just get details, as we know that that one functions if you want to take a look at the numbers and are interested in terms of a little bit of tuning. Now that you have the game downloaded, it's time to go create your character and copy as many characters, as many different classes as possible, and try to test a bunch of them out, or at least a bunch of classes that you are even thinking about playing in the future. There's a lot of changes coming into BFA beta, and I guess the first thing you might want to take a look at is your trinkets, your enchants, your 2-piece, 4-piece set bonuses, as well as some legendaries are going to offset your experience a little bit. If you're somebody who wants to play the class with the best damage and you're thinking of getting into PTR with the damage recount, the details, just any kind of damage tracker on there, I wouldn't pay attention too hard to the numbers, as a lot of the items in the game, like trinkets, 2PS bonuses, legendaries, are kind of broken and they're not going to give you a fair example. But what you should do is maybe replace those trinkets with some benign trinkets, maybe something that is just a flat stat stick, like something that just gives you mastery and no extra benefits, something that just gives you haste and no extra benefits. Chances are, if you've been playing Legion, you have multiple different trinkets stored in your bank, so just put on something that is just inoffensive and then try playing with it. Hell, if you can just forego your 2-piece, 4-piece set bonus, just grab some random pieces of gear, that's probably the best way to try what your class is going to play like. You're trying to really see what the playstyle of your class is going to be, without stats and trinkets and all these things affecting you, because if you're playing a class and you have a trinket doing 80% of your damage, are you really just getting a feel for that class at all? Chances are you're probably not. So best just to go with some just benign, not enchanted gear, not static gear, just some random pieces of gear that doesn't really detract you from your main gameplay of what your class is all about, and really just focus on the playstyle. Do you like the rotation? Do you like the abilities? And when you look at detail, look at abilities that deal the most damage, abilities that deal the least damage. That goes for both single target as well as AoE. Take a look at those abilities very, very closely, just to help you decide if that's a single target rotation you like, if that's a single target rotation you don't like. Same thing for AoE, or even if you're playing the spec right. It takes, especially if you're playing some specs like, I don't know, any of the hunters, just about any of the warlocks, if you're playing some of the warriors, if you're playing death knights like Unholy, if you're playing any of those specializations that get some major changes for BFA, you definitely want to spend some time learning the playstyle. And it's a lot of the, I guess a lot of it is going to be just trial and error, just play around with different talents, try rotation in different ways, try new things and see if that's what you like. And after you get accustomed to it, maybe after playing for, I would say, about 30 minutes, you'll at least get the general idea what the class is like. And the reason you should play multiple different classes is if you're somebody who's trying to figure out what class you want to play, or you're not quite certain if you're going to main the class you've been maining for Legion, and you do have a few classes kind of on the back burner in case the one you've been playing for a while is just not going to work out that well, then it's good to have multiple different insights depending on a bunch of different classes and all the class changes. Again, this is only if you're trying to really prepare and trying to find that one class that you'll probably be maining for majority of BFA, but that's only if you have that one class or one spec that you really want to commit your time into. Yeah, there's a lot of changes going on, and I'm somebody who loves playing a class, from class fantasy to the playstyle itself to the viability. I always like to find somewhere where there's a happy medium for me. For example, Outlaw, not being the most popular spec, ended up being a spec I very much enjoyed, and when played at full potential, the spec can really shine. So that's something I really like to look into from other classes. I myself am probably still going to play Outlaw. I am going to be trying a bunch of different specs. I've been trying a bunch of different specs and classes as long as the beta has been around, and so far, my personal opinion hasn't really strayed me away from Outlaw. And with PTR coming in, I think this is something we can actually test. Also, the more people that can go on PTR, especially those people that like to join our 5v5 1v1 duels, maybe we could just do a mock 5v5 1v1 duel, because on PTR, there's a lot more people that can get access to the servers than, let's say, the beta servers. So if you can get enough people for the 5v5 1v1 duels on PTR, then we might be able to do our very first PTR 5v5 1v1 duels with all the class changes enabled, all the overpowered trinkets and everything included. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Go download PTR, especially if you want to participate in our 5v5 1v1s. Hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of an idea and a taste for what is next to come to BFA. And really soon we're going to be getting the PTR or the pre-patch into live servers with all the different events. So if you don't want things spoiled for you, if you see any quests on PTR, just don't do them, because if you want the expansion to be not spoiled, then just don't do any of the events, don't participate, as those events will be available pretty soon on live servers anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see all of you in the next one.